The aspiration from a Rotoiti 15 perspective is essentially about kaitiakitanga at place. So for us, it's about building our capability, our connection and our understanding of the ngahere and all of the ecosystems that are around us, but in this case, in particular, our ngahere. Just over 3 years ago, Scion contacted Rotoiti 15 Trust. They had secured a Jobs for Nature contract, essentially monitoring myrtle rust. My understanding is it was the only Jobs for Nature contract that had a science element to it. But also within the proposal, they had put forward the idea of working with mana whenua. For a long time, we have been dependent on councils, government agencies to do this work for us, and it's been hard for us to get into this space. So this has been an awesome project for us to start working alongside scientists, alongside government agencies to tackle the big issues that face our environment.
This partnership really just became like a learning, essentially, for iwi and for Scion and how to work together on a project like this. We had the community who provided the people to do the conservation efforts on their own land, which was already a great start. And then Scion brought the technological expertise, the scientific expertise, and we combined that to put together a really nice project where you had people that were upskilled on myrtle rust, how to monitor it, how to do the conservation side of it. So go out, identify the plants, collect cuttings, plant them in a nursery, do a breeding trial, measure the breeding trial and gather that data. From that information, mana whenua can make a decision. Do you think this conservation approach is a great way to combat the disease? If you would like to continue myrtle rust monitoring into the future, you're now equipped with that knowledge to do it yourselves. The first year of the project was all about the training aspect. Rotoiti 15 provided us with Te Tira Rātā, the field team, where we had our homiromiro and our manakura, and we had 2 field teams who were led by a field technical lead. In that first year, we had pathologists, so people that were experts with myrtle rust, who would take the team out to the field, help them identify the plants that were affected, so Ramarama and Ruhutu and Putukawa. We then taught them how to set up a transect. This is how many trees you're going to monitor, and then the team would go and do the monitoring. And so after the first year, essentially the team were out on their own, gathering all of that information and data and then bringing it back. And then we would analyze it, provide feedback, and then the team could make adjustments.
If there's one thing that this project could leave behind, it's the heightened awareness of what is actually happening with our ngahere. To see in detail first, which originally it looked like nothing. You couldn't see any impact, positive or negative. But as you get into this, you start seeing, oh, hang on, there are things that are here that I could understand, oh, that shouldn't be happening in the ngahere. And at the same time, that awareness would make you realise, as an individual, you can do things to make those changes that are needed to improve the health of our ngahere and to improve, the future well-being, not just of the ngahere, but for us all as well. Being proud of this team is an understatement. What this team has shown to me is that they've taken on board everything that has been asked of them, even physically, mentally, and with some of our homiromiro, even on the spiritual wairua side of things. All of that encompasses how much they've developed, and I will say bettered themselves in making themselves better people than how they were before, prior to starting this project.
Coming into this project, didn't really have any skills. This was pretty much my first real job. I feel like I've learnt a whole lot, have done a lot of developing. The Te Ao Māori aspect for me, I feel like I'm more connected with our people, with our tipuna. What stood out to me was, walking through the ngahere, didn't really know too much about all the trees and stuff, but now I walk through there and I know the different plants and came into this project knowing nothing about myrtle rust. Yeah, know a whole lot now, know what it looks like, know how to diagnose it, recognize it. I feel like our team, we've made a lot of big contributions, not just in this country, but like worldwide.
Whilst this is something where we have a crew going out and doing scientific work, we're also really big on just getting our people on the land to learn the stories of the ancestors, to connect with the ngahere, to connect with the animals that are there. It all helps to foster that love for the ngahere and for our environment, but also through that deeper connection, we believe that you start to get better insights about how you can work with and enhance the environment into the future.
I think Jobs for Nature was a fantastic initiative, was a really good investment in people. We've always talked about conservation in place. The most connected people are communities, so they were the ones who could be doing the work. As professional bodies like Scion, as research institutes, our role and responsibility should be to facilitate learning and equipping all New Zealanders with the tools to do the job in terms of conservation.
All of these skills are really important to us as an iwi in the long-term protection and enhancement of our environment. So first success is the growth of our people. Second success is having an understanding of this issue in our environment. I think the third success of this project is demonstrating that mātauranga Māori and mana whenua groups can make these projects more successful than they are when they're delivered purely by a government agency or a council. And I've been really impressed at how both our team and scientists have worked really well together. It hasn't been a process of just us learning from the scientists have also learnt from us. So it's really helping to validate the power and the value of mātauranga Māori.